Namaskar. Hello and welcome to Sunset TV. I am Namrata Singh and you are watching Question Hour. This show focuses on questions raised by members in both houses of parliament concerning matters of national interest. In the Rajya Sabha, members from various parties post questions related to 14 ministries and sought responses from the respective ministers. In the Lok Sabha, members from diverse parties raised questions pertaining to 9 ministries and sought responses from the respective ministers. Now, let's take a look at some of the questions whose replies were presented today. Rajya Sabha MP Sagarika Ghosh asked the Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports whether preparation for Olympic 2028 has begun. The ministry in its reply informed the House that after conclusion of Paris Olympics 2024, the Mission Olympic Cell, which is headed by Director General Sports Authority of India and comprises of former eminent sports persons, sports administrators, discussed on the learnings from the Paris Olympics, and following are the major points that have emerged from deliberations. Clear selection policy and training plan of athletes by NSFs. Talent identification through strong domestic competition structure. Integration of sports science to enhance sporting performances. Development of coaches and technical officials and improving their competencies. Preparation for international events including Olympics is an ongoing and continuous process. Plans or proposals of the national sports federations relating to training, competitive exposure, coaches and support personnel including foreign coaches for preparing sportsperson or teams for the international events including mega sports events such as Olympics, Asian Games, etc. are deliberated and finalized in the annual calendar for training and competition meetings. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports supports the Indian sportsperson or teams through various schemes such as Scheme of Assistance to National Sports Federations and TOPS. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, the National Sports Federations including the Indian Olympic Association and the Sports Authority of India work in close coordination for providing best facilities, training, equipment support, as also a wholesome nutritious diet required for preparation of the teams and sportspersons for the forthcoming international sports events including Olympics. Furthermore, the government has also established the National Centre of Sports Science and Research at New Delhi to better integrate sports science into the overall sports ecosystem. Lok Sabha members Anant Nayak and Manoj Tiwari asked the Minister of Jal Shakti the salient features, aims and objectives of the BhuNeer portal launched by the Central Groundwater Authority for management of groundwater resources and the manner in which this portal would facilitate the use of groundwater at industrial and individual levels, including creating awareness among the people in the country. The ministry in its reply informed the House that BhuNeer is a state-of-the-art portal launched for the purpose of filing and processing online applications for groundwater abstraction by various users or project proponents and issuance of NOCs. The BhuNeer portal is designed to serve as a one-stop platform to manage and regulate groundwater resources, aimed at ensuring transparency, efficiency and sustainability in groundwater usage. The portal is developed with several user-friendly features to offer streamlined process flow to the project proponents, which include simplified yet informative interface, PAN-based single ID system, online charges calculator for conveying the charges to be paid in advance, real-time progress updates through SMS and emails, passbook feature for users' transaction history in the portal, query module for one-to-one interaction between the applicants and CGWA officials. NOC with QR code for enhanced security and ease of verification. The House was further informed that NOC for groundwater abstraction can be filed on BhuNeer portal by different categories of users like industries, mining projects, infrastructure projects, and bulk water suppliers. The portal has been designed keeping in mind the ease of doing business. The number of modules and fields to be filled in the application are kept to the minimum. The ministry informed the House that while ensuring availability of sufficient water to industries, it is also important to maintain sustainability of groundwater resources. The BhuNeer portal lays emphasis on disseminating correct and complete knowledge regarding statutory provisions and the general conditions to be followed by the industries while withdrawing the groundwater, like the installation of water flow meters, recycle and reuse of extracted water for stipulated uses, wellhead protection measures for preventing aquifer contamination, etc., all of which are made available through a single window. Rajya Sabha members Dr. Parmar Jashwant Singh Salam Singh and Madan Rathore asked the Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports the primary objective of Mera Yuva Bharat portal and its alignment with the vision of Viksit Bharat. The initiatives undertaken to increase awareness and active participation of youth on the Mera Yuva Bharat portal, and whether Mera Yuva Bharat portal provides an opportunity for youth in India to articulate their skill sets and accomplishments and build a digital trail of their work. The ministry in its reply informed the House that Mera Yuva Bharat is an autonomous body that has been set up by the Government of India, which aims to provide an overarching institutional mechanism which will provide equitable access to opportunities to youth to actualize their aspirations and build Viksit Bharat across the entire spectrum of the governments. It is envisioned that Mera Yuva Bharat portal will become a single window platform which would provide access to all the services and opportunities available for the youth in the entire nation, including marginalized section of the society, aligning with the goal of Viksit Bharat. As on 13th December 2024, the details are as follows. Number of institutions 5,998. Number of volunteering activities 76,934. Number of experiential learning programs 3,377, and number of youth registered 1,64,36,987. In the recent times, Department of Youth Affairs has launched various initiatives to increase youth engagement and registration on the Mera Yuva Bharat portal. The most prominent initiatives among others are as follows. Mera Yuva Bharat Outreach Program. A total of 829 outreach programs have been conducted for Mera Yuva Bharat, and total over 53,000 youth have participated in these programs. Janjatiya Gaurav Divas Padyatra. A total of 517 Padyatras were organized with participation of 3.81 lakh youth and others who joined the Padyatra honoring Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Diwali with Mera Yuva Bharat. Over 1.82 lakhs volunteers participated in various activities at over 5,000 locations in 500 districts across India. Viksit Bharat Ambassador Yuva Connect Program. The event was conducted across 15 locations with the total participation of over 12,000 students. The ministry further informed that Mera Yuva Bharat offers volunteering for Bharat and experiential learning programs across diverse sectors, fostering problem-solving, leadership and other essential soft skills in youth. Mera Yuva Bharat portal provides a dedicated web page to each registered youth to explain their skill sets, educational profile and work profile. There is a shareable URL. Certificates earned through Mera Yuva Bharat are also displayed on this profile. While profiles are private by default, youths have choice to make them public. Additionally, Mera Yuva Bharat provides a CV builder tool enabling users to create customized resumes for personal and professional use. Since its inception, Mera Yuva Bharat has actively engaged volunteers in various activities to enhance their skill sets, some of which are as follows: experiential learning programs in hospitals, experiential learning programs in post offices, experiential learning programs in community policing, volunteering for Swachhta, cleanliness initiatives, volunteering for traffic management, workshops on financial literacy, workshops on mentorship. To further support skill development and career counseling, Mera Yuva Bharat has integrated the National Career Service and eShram portal, providing convenient access to career counseling and employment-related information. Rajya Sabha MP Kiran Chaudhary asked the Minister of Tourism. The funds allocated and utilized in Haryana in the last 5 years under the Prasad scheme. The ministry in its reply informed the House that under the Pilgrimage, Rejuvenation and Spiritual Heritage Augmentation Drive, it provides financial assistance to the state governments and union territories administrations for development of tourism infrastructure at identified pilgrimage and heritage destinations. Under the Prasad scheme, the ministry has sanctioned a project, namely development of Nada Sahib Gurdwara and Mata Mansa Devi Temple in Panchkula district, Haryana, at a cost of over 48 crore rupees. An amount of over 34 crore rupees has been released for the project till date, which has been fully utilized. The project development of Nada Sahib Gurdwara and Mata Mansa Devi Temple in Panchkula district, Haryana includes the development of two sites, namely Nada Sahib Gurdwara and Mata Mansa Devi Temple. The components developed in Nada Sahib Gurdwara, Panchkula includes Gurdwara area development, surface parking development, multi-level car parking and integrated area development. The components developed in Mata Mansa Devi Temple, Panchkula includes temple area development, parking area development including multi-level car parking and integrated area development. The state government of Haryana has informed that it has not conducted any study to assess the increase in tourist footfall. Lok Sabha member Gunta Srinivasulu Reddy asked the Minister of Road Transport and Highways whether the government has undertaken any promotional activities or campaigns to increase awareness regarding green highways in the country. If so, the details thereof. The ministry in its reply informed the House that avenue and median plantations are being taken up on every national highway based on the availability of land in right-of-way as per annual plantation action plan, following the IRC SP 21/2009 guidelines. A total of 322 lakh saplings have been planted in the last 5 years. Furthermore, the House was informed that as per Green Highways Policy 2015, all the national highways projects are taken up for greening. So far, plantation work in over 62,000 km of national highways have been taken up for plantations. The Green Highways Policy 2015 mandates the inclusion of a greening component in all highway projects. As a result, the fund requirement is integrated into the detailed project reports and concession agreements, eliminating the need for a separate fund allocation for this purpose. Wherever this is not mentioned in the scope of CA, National Highways Authority of India assigns the work to government departments or private agencies as per the procedure. In addition to plantation activities for 2024-25, the tree plantation drive Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam countrywide campaign was conducted. Local communities, public representatives, self-help groups, NGOs and officials participated in the program. On this day, 1,58,762 plants were planted with the participation of over 21,000 persons in the country. Besides this, the plantation activities in the land parcels, traffic islands in the cities, rotaries and under the flyovers are being taken up, which helps in bringing the awareness about greening the highways. Well, that is all I have for you in this edition of Question Hour. Stay tuned and thank you for watching Sunset TV.